Hi everyone, I'm doing a quick review on the Gutzbusta extra large knotless haynet. So you can see this is my very dirty horse. She just rolled. I'm very sad. She has metabolic syndrome, and so super important for her to be moderated in what she eats. So the reason I chose this haynet, you can see it's enormous. This is the extra large. Is that she can constantly eat her low sugar hay, and she's not going to be without food at any point, but it still slows her down. So I'll give you a size comparison. So she's 14.2 hands, and this is the size of the haynet. So you can see it's pretty big. Now you can fit 2 standard bales in this net very easily. You can probably do 2.5 or so at a push. But I use smaller bales. So the hay I use is road hay because it's very low sugar, and it's about 6 or 7% sugar. It's very low. And this particular net, it has 4 centimeter holes. So you can kind of see how big this is against my hand. And you can see she's still easily getting the hay out of this. She's not struggling. She's not fighting with the net. She knows how to use a slow feeding net. And so she's quite happy just to graze on this. She has a way of getting the hay out there, as you can see. So the way I know this is 4 centimeters is I bought it and I stuck a label on it just so I can remember what this is, because I also have a 3 centimeter one. And sometimes I use that if the hay I'm buying is slightly higher in sugar, just to slow her down more, because she is a gutsy eater. So I just need to make sure I moderate her diet properly for health. So the way I generally close the net, and there's different ways of doing this, but I gather the net at the top. I make her a knot so she can't get her nose in here. And I just feed it up to a big clip. So that's a metal clip. And I just hook it. So my arrangement here is there's like a hay feeder here, but we don't use it, so this is super solid in there. It can't come off. And I've just put another knot here, so she can't get caught in anything, and the end's loose, so she can't be caught in anything there. Now she's barefoot, and therefore I can actually just leave this net on the floor if I wanted to, because she can't get her feet caught in it either. If your horse is shod, do not just leave the net on the floor, because they can get caught up in loose nets. So make sure that you tie it appropriately away from where they can get caught up. This net retails for $104, and that's a 4 centimeter, and they actually vary in price by the size of the hole, and that's because obviously more material needs to be used, etc. So I've used Gutzbusta nets for probably, I think, about 3 years now, and I've never had a hole in any one of them. Now you can kind of see the design here is there's kind of a seam up the side. There's no joints, so it's all one piece of material, and same on the other side, a big seam, but there's no actual other material that keeps the net together, so there's nothing to break. So as gutsy as she is, she's never actually managed to chew a hole in any of these nets. And part of the reason is the nets are amazing quality, super soft. This is a knotless one, and they're really soft. It can't actually hurt her, but she also knows how to use a slow feeder, and that's really important, just to start off at the right size and then sort of teach them how to get the hay out. It does help with wastage. She does waste hay, so she likes pulling out some good pieces, chewing on that, and then what she loves doing is actually scratching on the ground and gathering all the little dusty pieces. She loves chewing on that. So it is important for me to save some wastage. It's not nice for me to keep losing expensive hay. So yes, these nets are super great. My neighbor actually has a hanging net, sort of a hanging stay net. I'll show you that in a separate review, but amazing nets. I don't know anyone who's ever had an issue with them, and there's some really nice guidance on their website for sizing if you don't know quite what size to get. Thank you.